Hi everyone, Katie Sutton here, intuitive channel and founder of Zen Within Academy and the New Earth Now School with your Zen Withins'day update. If you hear any background noise, I'm in a park today. I just felt like going for a walk. This Scorpio full moon that we just had has been pretty intense for me. It is the sign opposite of mine, and I guess sometimes that triggers really intense emotions, and Scorpio is intense anyways, but truth be told, I really didn't want to record a video today because I have been in my feels, as they say, and wasn't really sure if I could hold it together long enough to have a conversation with you all. But one of my goals with this channel is to show up as authentically as I possibly can, and sometimes that means that I am in my feels. And in relationship to that, one of our themes this month is the idea of role reversals and women working on their masculine and men working on their feminine. Also, this idea of finding peace within ourselves. And what's interesting, I am teaching this New Earth relating class, and we're working on family right now. And one of the things that I've worked with a lot with my mother line is just this lack of support for the feminine and this lack of a supportive container for the feminine to be as she is and receive and be in her emotions and not be working herself to death. And that's been a big theme that I've been working with. And I had a massage this morning, and my massage therapist was talking to me about what was going on with my body. And my right side, my masculine side, I've been really working on cultivating the ability for my masculine energy to hold space for my feminine and not invalidating it. And it's starting to show up in my body as more connection between the left and the right side of my body. I went through years where I just physically had pain and discomfort and issues only on my left side, and now the right side has joined the party a little bit and is getting some support and showing up where it's been holding on too hard and forcing. And I think that's a metaphor for my life and the things that I'm trying to move out of, which is forcing and doing and hustling and grinding and just being in this really screwed up, wounded masculine place that our world wants us to be in. And I've been working on this for a long time, and I'm sure I will continue to work on it because the systems and structures that exist here don't really want us to be at peace in those energies and at balance in those energies. Like everything on our planet, at least in the old systems, was designed to limit that balance and limit that internal peace. And so that's what I've been pondering for the last couple of days, and just being with this part of me that is super angry and super sad still that this isn't easier for us here on this planet. And I know that it's getting better. I know that things are changing. I'm watching people wake up, but sometimes it is a little disheartening to feel how much inertia it takes for us to pull out of these paradigms, and how few people there are that have enough fortitude to be able to do that. And so it's, as in a feminine body, my desire is to find that fortitude, find that resiliency, find that strength and that courage from a really healthy place, not from such an unhealthy place of force. And we don't have a lot of templates on this planet for that. Whether you're in a male or female body, there's just not a lot of templates for being in that healed, healthy, masculine energy. And this is something that I'm working on a lot and pondering quite a lot. And when I check in with the guides, they're so supportive for us as we are navigating this duality. And we so badly on this planet want to come back into unity, and we want to come back into peace, and we want to come back into connection, and we want to come back into balance. And we have to do a lot of inner work to get there, and that's complicated. And so when we look at this theme of kind of finding peace inside of ourselves, what I really think that looks is unique to each individual in how they can find that balance of being with what is and being with all the things that we can't change, and trusting the process of existing as we are and doing the best that we can as individuals, doing our own inner work, and then being with the people here on this planet that are not doing that. and letting them have their process, and not even just letting them have their process, celebrating that they are in that process. I had a conversation yesterday with someone who is waking up, and he told me how frustrated he is with the people that are in his life that really can't understand anything that he's saying. And we had a conversation about, are you being with those people in a frequency of compassion or judging them? Are you judging them for not being where you are, being as enlightened as you are? And he was great. He was super honest, and I'm judging. And I said, let's look at why you're judging. And judgment comes in because it is the thing that we use to separate ourselves from other people, to try to keep our viewpoints and our beliefs safe. And there is a difference between discernment and judgment. I talk about this all the time. Discernment tells you where your boundaries need to be. Judgment creates unnecessary separation. And there is an epidemic of lack of connection on this planet, and it just becomes louder and louder and louder for me almost every week as I work with more and more people, and I talk with more and more people, and I just see what's happening in the world. And so as we are trying to find our peace and our stability within, it can't come at the cost of connection. It can't come it can't come through the use of judgment and separation. We have to learn how to find peace and stability within, and be in acceptance of what is happening outside of us, and be in acceptance of other people's process and how they're showing up, and certainly use our discernment and set boundaries when we're in a lack of safety. But we have to really try to find that peace through love and through connection. And I think this is super challenging. I'm going to teach a class tonight on family, and we're going to talk about how challenging it is to be the one in your family that's waking up and doing this work and paying attention, and everybody else isn't, and how you hold space for that and how you navigate it. It's challenging. It's challenging to do that in a family. It's challenging to do that in a relationship. It's challenging to do that in the collective. But this is what we came here to do. We came here to show people that we can hold the vibration of love, and that is enough. And that is not a thing that is very popular right here on this planet. We have a lot of war, we have a lot of conflict, we have a lot of battle. And I told my partner last night, I was like, I just don't want to go to battle with people. I don't want to be in that frequency. I don't want to be in that competitive fighting tooth and nail for everything. I just don't want to be in that frequency. It doesn't feel good to me. It wrecks my nervous system. And if people are bringing that to my doorstep, I don't want it. No more. That is not what I'm signing up for. That is not the energy that I want to be bringing in. And so that's my discernment coming in and saying, this is a boundary for me. Now, I can hold that boundary, and I can say that I don't want to maybe collaborate with that person or bring them into my inner circle, but I can also see them and hold them in love and wish them well and hope that they are able to work through whatever is creating that behavior that they're projecting onto me. And I can do both of those things. I can be in discernment, I can hold those boundaries, and I can allow people to have their process. I don't have to allow that energy to intercede in mine. And I think that is the core of what it looks like to be in balance internally in our masculine and feminine. That masculine comes in and says, this is my boundary. This is the space that I'm creating for myself. This is me being in my truth. And the feminine says, and I can bring in compassion, and I can bring in love for you. I can listen to you. I can hear you out, but I'm still going to stand in what my truth is until maybe one day I get more information and my truth needs to change, or my discernment needs to shift in what's happening here. And it's that dynamic, that back and forth, that balance that we are working on in all of our relationships all of the time. Even in the really great, whole, healthy relationships, we're always working on that giving and receiving balance, and that doing and being. So those are just a few things that I'm pondering today. I'd be curious to see what came up for you all in the Scorpio full moon that we just had. When I was reading about it, it was basically saying anywhere in our unconscious where we're still working through unprocessed emotions, that's going to come to the surface. And I know that this eclipse portal that we went through at the beginning of the month, and then this conjunction that we had last Saturday on the 20th, it was a big shifter for me. There's something major changing for me internally. There's something major happening for me, and I'm processing all the threads of energy around that. And I would imagine I'm not alone in that. I'm sure you all are processing a lot. We have a lot to digest. We have a lot to integrate. And so if there is somebody outside of you that you feel is robbing you of your peace, I would challenge you to look at it through a different lens and say, I'm not going to let that happen. Right? I'm not going to give that energy. I'm going to call my energy back. I'm going to do whatever work I need to do internally to reclaim my peace, and then I'll re-engage with the world, right? So if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, you're feeling a little like you can't navigate as easily as you normally can right now, it's okay. I feel like that's what's happening in the collective. A lot of big feelings, a lot of hard things to process. So take some time this week to really try to find that peaceful center part of you. I think that's really important right now. I think that's what we really need to be practicing with at this moment. The other thing that I want to mention is that my partner and I will be doing a ecstatic dance this weekend. I bring in a meditation. I open the ceremonial kind of dance space with an activation. I think this weekend we're going to be focused on connection and collaboration and community. And we're going to be dancing out and clearing the energies of betrayal and disconnection and the wounds that we have around connection. I think that's what we're going to be focused on. That feels appropriate. And Josh has been cultivating an amazing set of music for this particular experience. He spends weeks and weeks and weeks cultivating the music and matching the beats and doing all these things. DJing is actually quite complicated when you do it really well. And I'm excited to see what he brings through and how it helps us to shift things out of our body and just really work through some of this angsty, fiery energy that we've got going on right now. So that's happening on Saturday at Bright Haven Farm. If you'd like to join us for that, we would love to have you come move your body. If you register online early, it's $20. You can pay $25 at the door. And we normally have a really good group of people who come and just lean into the experience. It's not like going to a club. It's very much an inward personal experience. I do give a little guidance to get you moving and some cues here and there, but it's really just intuitively led by you and your body and what you need to do that day. And then the following weekend, on the 4th, I have Alive in the Feminine, which feels very apropos for some of the things that I was talking about today. Really celebrating being in that feminine energy and that receiving energy and that divine feminine essence. So this is a Women's Day retreat at my friend Ruthie's farm up in Concord. I did record another video with her earlier in the week that I posted, so you can check that out. We still have a few spots available. You can bring a friend for a discount, so I'll put that below this video too. Otherwise, I will be back soon with my energy update. I'll tell you, there's a pretty interesting theme coming in for May. I'll let you wait on that one. I'll bring that through whenever I share the energy update. But it's a really interesting one. I'm excited to work with everybody on it. All right, so have a great rest of your day whenever you're watching this, and a great rest of your week. And I'll see you with the energy update not too long from now. All right, bye-bye.